Okay, and now the tension is over and they can get right to it.
Dylan is in the black and yellow. Elliot is in the green and white.
Here they go.
Dylan sits right away.
So Dylan looking to maybe sit in and get shin to shin here, playing from a seated guard position here.
Very classic no-gi, standing versus seated.
Going for a front headlock, using it to try to pass here.
Right away, looking for a Darce.
Locking up the Darce. Darce is in. Darce is in.
Dylan's doing a good job keeping his back flat. Dylan wants to get him on his side.
Yeah, and we got it. I mean, while this looks like a good sub attempt, he could burn his arms out if he doesn't get it.
Yeah, this early.
It looks pretty tight though.
But yeah, this early in a match, they're dry, nothing to really step out of.
And Dylan did a good job with his right arm, stopping him from stepping over to secure the deal here.
I think Elliot wants to elongate that right arm a little bit deeper to grab his bicep a little deeper. I think he can finish it. But it does look like he's doing a good job not trying to over squeeze and just use the control. Maybe wear Dylan out before he tries to really finish.
Yeah, it's really hard to tell from where we're at how tight it is. I mean, it looks like he's putting a ton of pressure on, but Dylan looking to seem like he's able to weather the storm.
Again, being back flat like he was able to survive that and get out of that position.
Yeah, really good composure and really good recovery there.
Yeah. That's the way you want to start a fight, within like 30 seconds right, a deep sub attempt, good
Absolutely.
escape.
And Elliot is not showing any signs of slowing down whatsoever from that, as you predicted.
Yeah, and I think, one of the things we always say in these broadcasts is like when these guys have a super fight, they only have the one match, so they're putting it kind of all on the line. During the tournament, you obviously have to be a little bit more conservative with your energy levels, but one match setting, these guys are just going to go.
Absolutely, and that's what makes for a fun match for the super fights here. He's going for the collar tie here. He's just really thinking about jumping for that triangle, it looked like.
I'm interested to see what Dylan's game plan from the bottom is. He's been playing in this open guard, but he hasn't really got any of his connections going, so it's hard to see. Is he trying to get into the legs? Is he trying to wrestle up? Is he trying to pull him down and connect? My guess is he's going to be trying to get underneath the legs, but he's not been able to get anywhere close to controlling Elliot's legs. He's doing a good job keeping him away.
So what makes these sub-only events interesting is when they go to compete, at a lot of these local tournaments, they're not able to do things like heel hooks, reaping the knee, all these sort of advanced belt techniques. And so it'd be interesting to see if they choose to employ any kind of reaping techniques, any kind of heel hooking, Aoki locks, anything kind of fair game here.
Dylan looking to really try and get in and connected. I think, his definitely is looking like now he's trying to get in on the legs of Elliot. Elliot doing a good job of not letting his lower body get connected and not overcommitting his arms where you got to worry about choi bars. And then jumps on the neck again.
Yeah, jumping on that neck.
So this is becoming the classic kind of wrestler top game, looking for head and arms, looking to jump through the guard against the guard player who wants to connect and get in on the legs and use that to attack or sweep up.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think Dylan just looks like he's trying to slow Elliot down, right? And trying to slow down the pace, and Elliot's just kind of frantically going everywhere. And it's kind of hard to see kind of what Dylan, like what his game plan is here. It looks like he's trying to sit into that left leg. It looked like he was trying to underhook, scoop in, and elevate. Yeah, maybe some sort of K-guard action. But Elliot doing a good job keeping his weight back, keeping his weight, good frames with his hands.
One of the things I always tell my students who play that leg lock heavy game is you really have to be attacking the upper body as well. If you're focusing too much on the legs and you're letting, like you can see Elliot doing a good job posting with his arms, but Dylan's not attacking like the Choi bar Kimura arm drag kind of dilemma. So he's just able to shut down the legs. When you attack those side to side and up and down, it becomes a much harder thing for the top player to defend. And Elliot with beautiful timing on the jumping pass, and again looking for his Darce. Dylan did a good job getting his head back free and getting back to a half. Like for Dylan here, if he's wanting to get that K-guard on Elliot's left leg, I would really be attacking the arm drag on his right arm, really threatening that, really trying to maybe dig inside. That would really make Elliot have to changing that arm position. I think it would help him a lot in that. Because again, every time he goes for that leg, Elliot's able just to base away. He's not really threatened about his right arm at all. That arm drag is going to be key to force that wrestle up and try to threaten that back take.
And for those of you that aren't as familiar with the rule set, this does go to EBI overtime, which will consist of 3 overtime periods where each competitor will get a chance to either choose starting from the back, choose starting from an armbar spiderweb position, and whoever gets either the faster submission or faster escape time wins. And so in this regulation period, kind of makes, energy management kind of a conversation where it's like, okay, how much energy do I want to expend? Do I want to overcommit things and risk being tired in the overtime period? Some of these guys are very well versed in the overtime period, so right now Dylan could just be trying to stay safe, trying to ride things out to get to the overtime, and then we might just see him explode during those times as well. So it's interesting to see what kind of strategies go into this. And Dylan finding himself here in the closed guard, starting to isolate an arm.
So this is the first big connection Dylan's had where he now has a full guard. We can play a variety of attacks, arms, legs, sweeps. We'll see if he can keep Elliot here or what he's looking for. Looking for a little arm crush, reverse arm bar. Elliot's got to watch that arm coming across the center line. When that happens, you're worrying about back takes. You're worried about arm drags. You're worrying about belly down arm bars. But he gets a good job getting back to square, back to center.
Dylan seems to be pretty comfortable here, and I think this is the first close guard we saw this match, right? And so Dylan looks to be very comfortable here, but Elliot doing a good job keeping his hands on the chest, not letting his hands go onto the mat, keeping good posts against him. I'd like to see Elliot start to kind of posture up, maybe start to stand up and start working out of the guard here, but much easier said than done.
I actually think, as Elliot's starting to calm out, I think that's what Dylan wants. Since he was showing K-guard earlier, one of the best times to enter your K-guard is when your opponent is trying to stand open at closed. You can kind of drop off and get those posted legs. Staying low and tight is a good idea if you're Elliot and you think your opponent's trying to get into the legs. If you stay on your knees here and he keeps his guard closed, it's going to be hard. Again, that's what we're talking about. He needs to attack the arms as well. And obviously he's trying to, but he really needs to, I think, to start going hard for arm drags. He's doing a little bit more, a better job from here as he's trying to get 2-on-1 on Elliot's right arm. Elliot looks like he may actually start trying to come to his feet this time.
Yeah, he's thinking about it, but to your point, he has shown quite a bit of dexterity with the leg entanglements or trying to elevate to legs, but Elliot's shown some good awareness. He was able to kind of scramble out a lot of those entanglements, pull his legs out at the right time, kind of scramble free. So I feel like if Elliot maybe can find a time to stand up, drive his hips in, and maybe try to scramble out of this, we can maybe get more to an open guard position.
Dylan's corner is asking him to attack more up and down, forward and backwards, side to side, which again is, I think, a really good coaching advice. He needs to open it up a little bit and create multiple things for him to worry about. But that's the one nature of the close guard is a really annoying position to pass and open. You're kind of constantly under duress, but if the opponent is smart from the top, like Elliot, just work in the center, keep your head square, you can really neutralize sometime bottom players' advantage or bottom players' attacks, especially in a rule set where there is no stalling or there's no advantages. There's no real. Not that Elliot is stalling, he's actually pretty aggressively moving to try to get back to his posture, but Dylan's doing a good job keeping him there.
Man, Dylan kind of opening the guard now, putting the foot on the hip, trying to maybe climb a rubber guard. He climbs his guard a little bit higher, but
there's no angle there. That's the problem. Like to pull that rubber guard high guard game against somebody who's looks to be a little bit physically bigger than you, you're going to need more of an angle to really be able to keep Elliot there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So finally, we're back to that standing seated. We'll see if Dylan has a better chance of connecting, or Elliot's going to be able to
gets that shin to shin. Yeah, nice. And it almost looks like from the shin to shin position, he's looking to try to wrestle out more maybe than enter legs.
It has another connection to the neck, this one, but Dylan's able to pull back out.
Now we finally get into the leg here, looking for that knee bar. He's found his moment.
And he has a heel hook.
The tap.
The first time
heel hook. Beautiful.
First time Dylan gets the leg, he gets the submission.
So he revealed his card. He was going in for that leg. That's why he kept going for the underhook on that leg. Beautifully done.
And it looked like that was the game plan. And they took one bite, and that's all it took. Beautiful submission for